What is up, guys? TopTierYugioh here, and today I've got some Brave Tenyi combos focusing around what the deck can do with Red Rose Dragon plus Tenyi Spirit Ashuna. And so I've got 3 combos for you guys today. All of them end on 4 disruptions, and so when these resolve, you usually just outright win the game because you are definitely stopping your opponent, and most of these combos give you a follow-up as well for the next turn, and so putting up damage on board is so easy. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the first combo. For this first combo, once again, all we're going to need is 1 copy of Ashuna, 1 copy of Red Rose Dragon. The way the combo works is you start by activating Ashuna's effect, the special summon itself, then you normal summon your Red Rose Dragon, synchro summon both of these into a Barrone the floor. Easy enough, right? So now you're going to activate your Red Rose Dragon's effect, the special summon Rocks Rose from the deck. Activate Rocks Rose's effect to add Basil Rose Shoot to your hand. Now from here you activate the Basil Rose Shoot, summon back the Red Rose Dragon. This is graveyard, don't get that confused. Now you will link both of those into a Hauki Fibrax. Hauki Fibrax effect will get you to Despot. Despot and Hauki Fibrax will link into Auroradon. Activate Auroradon's effect, summoning your 3 Mecha Phantom Beast tokens. I'm using Karibo tokens because they are a lot cuter. This will trigger the Despot's effect. Despot summon itself back, and now from here, this is when things get a little bit juicy. All the combos start this way, but they all end very, very differently. And so for this first one though, we're going to start by linking away, or not linking, but synchroing away the token and Despot 001 into a copy of Herald of the Arclight. So this gives us another Omni Negate on board on top of the Barrone. Now what we can do, because we still have tokens, is we can activate Ashuna's effect from graveyard, banish it, and then that's going to allow us to special summon a Adara from deck. Now we can synchro summon the Adara and the other tokens into a copy of Yazi. And now activate Barrone's effect to destroy the Yazi, and that will trigger Yazi's graveyard effect, so that Yazi will summon out a copy of Taya from the deck. Activate Taya's effect, banishing the Yazi. We have to banish a worm from the grave, and the only worms we have are Adara and Yazi. We want to keep Adara in grave to use the effect, so Yazi is the obvious choice here. So banish that. This is going to get us a Sword Soul token. Positions and zones in these combos do not matter at all, so don't even worry about it. Because the only link monster we're summoning is Auroradon and Hulk, so zones don't matter. From here we just will synchro summon the Taya and the Sword Soul token into our copy of, where is it? Chixiao. Now Chixiao's effect will search us a copy of Blackout from the deck. And so this will be our ending board for the first combo. We're going to have Auroradon, Barrone, Herald, Chixiao, Blackout. So we have 4 interruptions here. 2 Omni Negates, 1 Monster Negate, and then destroy 2 monsters on the opponent's side of the field. An Icarus attack pretty much. Now one thing you want to keep in mind is that the only worm we have on board is the Chixiao. And so once we activate the Blackout, we won't have Chixiao. So you want to use Chixiao before Blackout, obviously. The other thing to keep in mind is that for the follow-up, what you want to do is when you're activating Chixiao, you want to banish the Taya from your graveyard. That way, once you get another token on board or normal monster, which this deck just naturally does if you're able to play, you can use Adara's effect, add back the Taya, and then summon the Taya, get the effect again, and then keep going from there. And so that's the way you kind of follow up with this, but the hard part with that is just getting that extra token on board because this combo does not inherently give you that. However, the next couple of combos do. Now what I really like about this combo is that you have Herald on board, which gives you another Omni Negate, but also it protects you from forbidden droplets because your opponent cannot send cards, or monsters I should say, from their hand to the graveyard as a cost to activate the droplets. And so they're forced to commit their normal summon or some other type of extender into the board in order for you to just negate anyways. And so this is really good against droplets. It also can be just a floodgate in certain matchups. And think about the Despia matchup. That's coming out pretty, or I guess it's already out, but a lot of their fusion cards are sending from deck or hand to the graveyard, so those cards will be getting banished instead. And while they do have cards that interact with the banish zone, they definitely don't want their cards being banished for no reason. Like, it definitely hurts their grind game to an extent, because even Branded in red has to add a card back from grave to hand to use. And so Herald can be very good in that matchup, but also just in general, having another Omni Negate is just good. It's very powerful. But what I don't like about this combo is that, again, you have the Herald. It's an Omni Negate, it's so good, but it's easy to just attack over. And so, for example, if you're playing against Prank Kids, if they have Hand Trap Lampsies, Fusion Destiny, for example, a very basic combo that they're going to have. What they can just do is activate a hand trap that's going to trigger you to use, or almost force you to use your Barrone effect to negate it. And so Barrone's useless now. Now at this point, they just normal summon Lampsies, attack over Herald. You can't, there's nothing to negate with Chixiao. They only have the one card, so you're not popping it with Blackout. And after that, they activate Fusion Destiny, and that just trades really well into Chixiao Blackout. And so, like, hand trap, Lampsies, Fusion Destiny clears it very easily. Adventure Engine clears this easily. If you're playing a mirror match or anything with Tenyi cards, Vashuda clears this very easily, because you can just summon Vashuda, attack over Herald, make Monk, then use Vashuda Graveyard effect, bounce Chixiao, now Blackout's turned off. So it's very easy to clear in that matchup as well. And so that is the one downside with this combo. It's while Herald is good, it's very easy to just get off the board and then deal with the rest. Like, this is the standard combo, it's strong, but it's not perfect. But that's why I wanted to find and present other ways to combo with the same starting hand, so that you guys can see different plays that you can make with this, and then choose which is the best for your build of the deck, or for the situation that you're in. But you gotta know these plays. And so again, this is just combo number 1, but before we get to the other ones, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Let's get those likes up, guys. If you want to see the list I'm using, just follow me on Instagram at TopTierYugioh, link in the description, where I post almost daily and share a lot of my deck list. But that's enough talk, let's move on to combo number 2. Moving into combo number 2, same opening. All you need is Red Rose Dragon, Tenyi Spirit, Ashuna. Easy enough, starts off the exact same way. Ashuna effect to summon itself, normal summon Red Rose, synchro both of those into a Barrone. Red Rose effect will summon out your Rox Rose. Rox Rose will add Basil Rose Shoot, activate the Basil Rose Shoot, summoning the Red Rose Dragon. Link both of these into your Needle Fiber. Needle Fiber effect will be summoning your Despot 001. 001 plus Hulk into Auroradon. Activate Auroradon's effect. Get your tokens out. Again, we've got the cute Karibo tokens. This will trigger Despot 001's effect. Let's move the grave out the way. And now from here, once again, this is where things get a little bit different. And so in this version of the combo, instead of going for Herald, we're going to make a different synchro instead. We're going to be making a Riser Dragon. And while one thing that people often say is an advantage for the Herald combo is that you're getting an extra Omni Negate on board so that your opponent can't nib you, my argument against that is if they have nib, they're nibbing you right now. They're not letting you get to the Herald, obviously. And so, like, there's no reason for them to let you make Herald if they have nib. And so there's no reason to play around it after this point. If they've got it, they've got it. If they don't, well, we probably win. And so in this version of the combo, what we're going to do is synchro 2 tokens and the 001 into our copy of Riser Dragon. And then from here, we can activate Riser Dragon's effect to send one monster from our deck to the graveyard. And with Riser Dragon's effect, we're going to be sending a card that is definitely one of my favorite cards in this format, and I think it's one of the better cards in the format in general, that card being a copy of Fairy Tale Snow. So we'll send Snow to the graveyard. This will decrease Riser Dragon's level down to level 3, because it decreases by the level of the card that is sent, which is 4. And so because of that, if we still want to get to the Yazi, we need a level 4 monster on board. We have a level 3 token, a level 3 tuner, but we need that level 4 monster to get us there. And so this is when we will activate our Ashuna's effect. Banish Ashuna. That will summon out our copy of Tenyi Spirit Stana. Stana is a level 4 non-tuner monster, so this works out perfectly. We can use this to go into our copy of Yazi. Now activate Barrone's effect, targeting the Yazi. Yazi gets destroyed. Yazi graveyard effect. Summon out the Taya. Taya effect. Banish the Yazi. And it's pretty similar from here. This will get us our Sword Soul token. And now we can synchro the Sword Soul token and the Taya into our copy of Chixiao. And now from here, we can use both Taya's and Chixiao's effect. So you can even chain block the Chixiao and go chain link 1 Chixiao, chain link 2 Taya. Taya can send something to the grave. And so at this point, we want to start setting up for the next turn. And so let's look at our graveyard. We have Taya, we have Stana, and a bunch of other cards for Snow. What we can do to set ourselves up for next turn is use Taya to dump a copy of Adara to the graveyard. Now from here, Chixiao will add the Blackout, set the Blackout, and on our final board, we have Auroradon, Barrone, token, Chixiao, Blackout. Once again, 4 disruptions, plus the Snow, that's the 4th. We've got Barrone, Chixiao, Blackout, and Snow with a lot in grave. we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then with the snow, it's 11. Or wait, what? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 with snow, so 9 without. But if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, we've got 14 in total. So we've definitely got enough for 2 snow uses, one on the opponent's turn, one on our next turn. And the thing I like about this combo so much is that it does set you up very, very well for your next turn. Like, snow is already very, very powerful, and it's really good against those same cards that broke our previous board. And so, like, if the opponent starts off with, let's see, normal summon a kid, instead of them just attacking into a Herald, well, one, there's nothing to attack into, but if they were going to go into their prank plays, we could just snow it face down. Now they can't link away with it, and they've used their normal summon. So it's going to be very hard for them to continue from there. If our opponent is starting with a Vishuda, okay, summon Vishuda, that's fine. Snow, flip it face down, boom. Now you don't have to deal with Vishuda either. Like, you don't have to deal with Vishuda, there's no Vessel. Like, that just is really good in that matchup. And so I really do like the combo with Snow in a lot of the relevant matchups right now. But again, the other thing I like is that it sets you up for your next turn. And so let's just look at the worst case scenario. Let's say the board is completely broken. Like, we lose every single card on the field, right? Everything's gone. What we can do on our next turn is activate Snow, banish the Blackout, and like 6 other cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not the Snow, 6. Summon the Snow, right? Banish these. Because we banished the Blackout, it can trigger Blackout's other effect to summon out a Sword Soul token. Now because we, oh, and when we do this, make sure you banish Taya too. Banish Taya as one of the banished cards. We'll put back Riser. Doesn't really matter what. But now that we have a token on board, what you can do is activate the Adara's effect to banish it. Add back the Taya, normal summon Taya, banish a worm from your grave like Chixiao. You've got other options such as like the Stana too, but it doesn't necessarily matter. But this can get you a second Sword Soul token. And now from here we have 2 level 4 tuners, 2 level 4 non-tuners. We can make plays. So automatically that combo gives you a follow-up. And you can do something like link those into Baxia, clear 2 of your opponent's cards. Make these into, where is Draco Berserker. That can help you put damage on board. It's interruption as well. So that this alone can help you clear opponent's boards. And if you keep like the other stuff like the Barrone, the Chixiao, and all that on the field, having these extra monsters that you can just summon for free essentially just helps you put game on board next turn and just guarantees that you're gonna win the game. And so again, this combo gave us 4 disruptions, but unlike the last one, the key for me in this one is that it gives you a follow-up automatically with Snow plus Blackout. So really a big fan of this combo. Let's move into the next one. Moving into combo number 3, this one starts off exactly the same. However, we do also need 1 extra worm monster in our hand, and so you know what that means. You know who we're going to be getting to eventually in this combo. And so this is going to be a much more powerful combo that also ends on very strong follow-up. And so before we get into it, once again, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. When this video does get up to 50 likes, I will make another combo video showing even more combos with more than just, you know, Red Rose and Ashuna. I'm going to show you some of the adventure combos. I'm going to show you just, there's so much more that the Brave Tenyi deck can do, and we're going to get very in-depth into it when this video gets to 50 likes, and so be sure to like this video. But moving into this next combo, once again, all we're going to need is the 2 monsters that we started off with every other combo in this video, Red Rose plus Ashuna, plus any worm monster in our hand. And so it starts off the exact same way. Special summon Ashuna, normal summon Red Rose, synchro both of these into your copy of Barrone, activate your Red Rose effect, summon out your Rocks Rose, search Basil, activate Basil, summon out your Red Rose, and then link both of these into your Hauki Fibrax. Activate Hauki Fibrax's effect, getting out your Deskbot 001. 001 and Hauki Fibrax get you to your Auroradon. Auroradon effect will get your 3 favorite tokens, triggering the Deskbot 001. And now from here, it's very similar to the last combo, but we do summon something or send something different off of the Riser Dragon. So 2 tokens in Despot, make Riser. Riser in this combo will actually be sending out Enchantress to the graveyard. So this is a combo that gets us to the Adventure Engine, and so it allows us to follow up with that on the following turns. That was redundant, but this will make the Riser Dragon level 4, which works perfectly with the Mecha Phantom Beast token, and so we can just synchro these away into our copy of Yazi, activate Barrone effect, destroy the Yazi. This triggers Yazi's graveyard effect to summon out a copy of Taya, activate Taya's effect. Looking at the graveyard here, banish out the Yazi. This will get us our Sword Soul token. Sword Soul token and Yazi equal out a copy of Baxia. So this is where things get a little bit spicy here. So we are going to trigger Taya's effect using it to dump Mo Yi to the graveyard. Now from here, we activate the Baxia's effect, destroying the Auroradon, bring back the Mo Yi. This is why we needed the extra worm in hand, because we're going to activate Mo Yi's effect, reveal the Vashuda that we have, and then summon out our Sword Soul token. Whoa, that's not a Sword Soul token. I mean, neither is the one I've been using, but I like this for Sword Soul tokens. So we're going to bring out the Sword Soul token, and then now this is the last time that we're going to have a token on board. And so we are going to use our Ashuna's effect, banish this from the graveyard, summoning out Adara from the deck. Now from here, we will Synchro summon Sword Soul token and Mo Yi into Chixiao. Chixiao will be searching out our copy of Blackout, and then now we can Synchro the Baxia and Adara into Chaofeng. And so now in this board, we're going to be ending with Barrone, Chaofeng, Chixiao, Blackout. So once again, we have 4 disruptions. 1, 2, 3. And then when the Blackout destroys Chixiao, it's going to allow you to search any of your tuners from your deck. And so for one, you can search another Adara if you want to follow up, or if you already had hand traps. But if you don't have another form of disruption in your hand, you have plenty of things that you can search for, especially in the Brave Tenyi deck, because it does play so many hand traps. And so you can go for any one of the Ghost Girl hand traps or Effect Veiler, just depending on the situation and what you think might work best in that matchup. And so you have a ton of options here, and I think it's that versatility that makes this combo so strong, on top of Chaofeng being able to stop your opponent from activating light effects. And so this is a very, very powerful combo. And then if you're going to follow up on the next turn, once again, we sent that Enchantress to the grave, and so it's very, very easy to. And so let's say worst case scenario, once again, our board gets completely cleared. Worst case scenario, what we can always do on the next turn is go to the graveyard, activate that Water Enchantress, banish that. That gets us to our copy of Right. Activate Right. This gets us to our Adventure token, and then also to Fateful Adventure. Now from here, now that we have a token on board, oh, I forgot to mention, on the opponent's turn, we do want to use Chixiao's effect. Use the Chixiao to banish your Taya. That's very, very important. I don't know how I forgot it. I guess it's hard to remember what to do against your opponent when there's no opponent in front of you. But yeah, Chixiao will banish the Taya because you want the Taya banished so you can add it back with Adara. That's very key here. And now that we have that token on board, we can use Adara's effect to banish itself. Add the Taya back to hand. You can normal summon the Taya, activate the effect, banish the Blackout. And now this gets us to 2 tokens, 2 Sword Soul tokens. And so now we have the Adventure token. This is confusing, but we have the Adventure token, which is level 4, the Taya, which is level 4 non-tuner. Then we have 2 Sword Soul tokens, which are level 4 tuners. And so we can synchro all of these separately, of course, into 2 level 8 synchros. You can go into like Omega Draco Berserker, or really just any 2 combinations of level 8s that you want. The downside is that you used Baxia during the combo initially, so you don't have it to follow up with right now. But if you play another level 8, I kind of like Omega. I've been testing it. It's an option, but just if you play a second Baxia, that's obviously really good as well. The other thing is if that worm you started off with is playable, you could have just summoned like Vashuda, go Monk, bounce a card on their side of the field first, and that would help you put more damage up on board. It also will allow you to trigger your Adara. So if let's say the Enchantress gets Ash Blossomed or Ghost Spelled or something, you'd still have a way to get your plays going. Like you could still Vashuda bounce something, you'd still be able to get that non-effect monster on board for Adara to add back Taya, banish the Blackout, and then still have a bunch of stuff on board. And so this is an extremely powerful combo. And I also forgot to mention, because this is a like randomized combo, like the main deck's not even in front of me, you draw a card off of that Mo Yi too. So you're getting a draw, you're getting a search with the Chaofeng, you're getting this great follow-up. You have 4 disruptions. When this combo resolves, you win the game. It's just that good. The only downside is that you have to have that other worm in your hand to start. but the fact that you can go into these plays and have powerful follow-ups even in the worst case scenario just proves how powerful the Brave Tenyi deck is. If you'd like to see the deck list that I'm personally using right now, check it out in the link right here on your screen. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.